Yo, what's good, my G? I know y'all miss me, especially you, Victorious, but I'm finally out of the hospital. My legs is a little weak right now, but that don't mean nothing. We still grinding. Today we starting a brand new series. What if Naruto was a retired Delta Force operator? Now, let me say this right off the rip. I was not in the military. So if there's anything in the story that don't sound right, feel free to let me know in the comments. I'm always down to learn and improve. Now, for today's video, like goal gonna be 8 likes. But if you want the next part real quick, I'm gonna need 20 likes at the least. So, without further ado, let's get into the real reason on why you clicked on this video in the first place. Run my intro, please. Naruto walked around his desk as he packed up all his things. Naruto was currently 31 years of age, and he had completed 8 years in the military. 2 of those years he spent in Special Forces as a Tier 2 operator on SEALs Team 3, and 4 years as a Tier 1 operator under Delta Force. At 26, he was honorably discharged and was allowed to keep all of his security clearances. But instead of joining the CIA, FBI, or even law enforcement like other veterans do after their services, what he did was 2 things. He got into therapy to help with his PTSD, and he took the little bit of money he had and invested it into creating a tech company. His tech company grew fairly fast. This was partly due to the focus and discipline the Navy and Delta Force had taught him. Naruto also got some help from some retired Navy buddies' help as well. Sergeant Shikamaru Nara, Staff Sergeant Ino Yamanaka, and Second Lieutenant Tenten Higurashi all invested into Naruto's company, helping it grow as fast as it did. After a year, the tech company grew big enough that Naruto needed an actual building. The first building he rented wasn't that big, but it would suffice. 2 years later, at the age of 29, that's when he met his wife, Hinata Hyuga, now Uzumaki. And then, his company got big enough to where he was able to get his own building. They got married when Naruto turned 30, and now, at 31, Naruto was walking out of his office door as he took the elevator down from the 7th floor. He and his team just finished creating a security software for a major company. It was hours of coding and referencing from the blueprint Naruto had drew up. It took Naruto, Shikamaru, Ino, and Tenten 5 hours to finish, and the patent went into Naruto's name after all. The idea, the planning, and coding, and blueprint all came from Naruto. He just used his team for the manpower. And now, he was getting into his 2018 Chevy Silverado and was driving home to his beautiful wife Hinata. Upon arriving home, disappointment quickly flooded his system as he pushed it down, not letting it show or manifest. He checked his phone, and the moment he pulled it out from his pocket, he got a message. "So sorry, baby. I'm running late. I was visiting my father. I'm leaving now. Love you." Naruto smiled. Today was a special day. Today was October 10th. It was Naruto's birthday, and their 1-year wedding anniversary, and 2nd-year anniversary of when they started dating. Naruto got out of his truck and walked the path to his front door as he pulled out the keys to the mansion. He unlocked the door and stepped inside, turning on the lights. Naruto looked around as he rolled up his sleeves to his white button-up shirt, taking off his shined dress shoes and placing them onto the shoe rack by the door. He then took off his silver watch and placed it on the table by the door and began to walk to the kitchen through the living room, placing his briefcase on the coffee table in the living room. When he got to the kitchen, he opened the fridge and pulled out a pack of asparagus, 2 1.5-inch ribeye steaks that were pre-marinated, and 3 potatoes. He was going to start dinner and try to have everything done by the time his wife got home. He chopped up the potatoes and boiled them. Then he mashed them with half a teaspoon of sunflower oil, some cream, green onions, salt, pepper, butter, and black truffles. He also seared the steaks in a cast iron pan and finished them off in the oven with garlic, thyme, and rosemary, and a little bit of salted butter, finishing the steaks at medium. And while the steaks were in the oven, Hinata came home, but instead of greeting Naruto and kissing him, Hinata walked through the front door, dressed in a black pencil skirt, violet button-up shirt, and black 4-inch heels, said, "Hey baby, I'm so sorry I'm late," and then she rushed to the bedroom and closed the door, confusing Naruto as he looked in the direction she went. Naruto noticed it, but he chose not to do anything about it. He did catalog it in his mind. However, turning around back to the stove, Naruto seasoned the asparagus and cut off the stalks. He then cooked them in a stainless steel pan and took the steaks out of the oven and set them on the marble countertops to rest. Naruto took the time to admire his work and smiled. He learned to cook from his mother, and she always told him, "I'm teaching you to cook because I'll be damned if you have to rely on a woman to feed you." At 12 and 13, Naruto never knew what his mother Kushina meant, but at 31, with a wife, he knew exactly what she was talking about. Hinata and him weren't a perfect couple. They had their stupid arguments, and she got mad at him. But not once had she tried to punish him by not cooking for him when he asked. What she did do, however, was try to punish him by not sleeping with him. Naruto shook the memory from his mind as his wife came from their bedroom, dressed in lingerie and a blue silk robe that came down to her knees, her hair wet from the shower. Naruto quickly plated all the food that he cooked and then placed both plates onto the table as he pulled out the chair for his wife Hinata. However, before she could sit down, Naruto leaned in and kissed her. The kiss was quick, mainly because there was a slight smell coming from her. It was the smell of cheap whiskey and bourbon, the scent of a cheap cologne, a scent that he would never wear. That was something else that he had to catalog because it could just be some male co-worker that she works with. But then again, this could also be very bad, but he wasn't worried yet. Naruto and Hinata both sat down at the table, and Hinata was the first to speak. "This looks and smells amazing, Naruto." Naruto froze. He wasn't really starting to think that something was off with Hinata, but she never called him by just his name. She either called him babe, baby, or Naruto-kun, never just Naruto. Hinata spoke again as she took her first bite. "Oh my, babe, this is amazing." Naruto nodded and started eating, but he was mentally filing away everything that was different about her. After the two of them finished eating, Hinata immediately went to her phone and started texting, making sure to keep the phone screen angled away from Naruto. Naruto noticed this, so he went to go and get his own phone. He was going to check his bank account. He was checking because when he married, He had added Hinata to his account as a user, and with the way she was acting, she's giving him reasons to worry. Naruto knew how much should be in his account. He should have 10,760,120 in his checking account and 14,850,515 in his savings account. When Naruto opened his banking app, he clenched his fist and nearly screamed as he fought the tears that threatened to well in his eyes. His savings were down to 13,110,375. And when he went through his history for his checking account, he saw many withdrawals of $50,000. There were 8 withdrawals in total. It was his birthday, damn it, and he found out that his wife was using him and stealing from him. He let the enemy into his home, and now he had to fix it. He took screenshots of every withdrawal from his phone. He removed Hinata from his banking account. She was getting no more of his money. And what she stole already, he'd be getting back through legal action. Tomorrow, he was going to the police. Then, he was gonna go and visit his lawyer. Naruto locked his phone and set it face down on a table. His hands were steady. His breathing was controlled. That scared him more than if he had been shaking. This wasn't rage. This was clarity. Hinata was still typing, her thumbs moving quickly, too quickly. She smiled at her screen, then noticed Naruto watching her. The smile faltered for just a fraction of a second before she forced it back into place. "You okay, babe?" she asked softly. Naruto nodded once. "Yeah." A lie. Clean. Practiced. He stood up and began clearing the plates, moving with the same efficiency he used after missions. No wasted movement, no hesitation. Hinata offered to help, but he waved her off without looking at her. "I got it." As he rinsed the dishes, Naruto replayed the numbers in his head. 8 withdrawals, $400,000. That's not an accident, not a misunderstanding. Withdrawals that size required intent, planning, trust. When he turned back around, Hinata had stood up. She walked toward him slowly, her heels clicking against the marble floor. She wrapped her arms around his waist from behind, resting her head against his back. "You've been so distant lately," she murmured. "I miss you." Naruto closed his eyes. Distance. That word almost made him laugh. He gently removed her hands from his waist and turned to face her. His expression was neutral. Too neutral. The look he wore when he was preparing to breach a room. But guys, we're going to end it off right here. If you guys want to see more of this and you want the next part, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe while you're at it. Remember, if you immediately want the next part, I'm going to need 20 likes at least, but the normal like goal is going to be 8. Now, without further ado, I am out, and I will see you guys in the next video. Stay blessed, y'all.